adopted almost was never born. The birth mother was planning on getting an abortion until I persuaded her to let us raise him for her. She knew I was a cross-dresser back then, but at that time nobody, not even me, ever imagined that I would someday become a woman.
I thought I had a great life with my husband and 2 preschool kids. Back then, my husband was vice president of a product management management for his company, which allowed me to be a stay-at-home mom in an affluent suburb of Atlanta. That all changed the night he told me that he always felt he should have been born a girl.
My brother is incredulous. How could you, of all people, adopt a child? You, who like to prance around in women's clothes. I say, because I love him. What better reason is there to adopt a child? Now, back then, I'm only cross-dressing at home. Janine and I were married for 10 years before she ever found my stash of skirts and blouses and lingerie. And it took her a while to get used to it, but eventually she learns to accept it and even makes a game out of it. Sometimes before she leaves the house, she'll lay out an outfit on the bed and pin a note to it, telling me exactly what she wants me to do. Slip into this little black mini skirt, put on the blouse, feel how it glides across your skin, and while you're wearing that, sweep the kitchen, back in the living room. So it's into this family that baby Jacob comes home from the hospital. Although even then, the adoption's almost canceled because Janine and I both nearly die before Jacob is even old enough to walk.
One day, my 5-year-old son finds a wig in our bedroom closet and he asks, "Whose hair is this?" I'm not ready yet to explain that it's Daddy's wig. I say, "It's mine." He says, "Really? Then put it on." I don't have much choice but to play along, at which point Lyle says, "You look funny." And I have to agree, it looks a whole lot better on my husband. After Larry tells me he wants to be a woman, I spend most of the next day the way I always did, taking care of the baby while Lyle is in kindergarten. During nap time, I get on the internet and research. What was that word he used? Transgender? It's a whole new subject for me. I mean, I'd always known there were men who wore women's clothes, but the idea that someone could be born with a gender identity that doesn't match his brain, it was totally new to me. But as I read up on it, I realized it's just something you're born with. I can't blame him for it. After all, my brother is schizophrenic. I certainly wouldn't say that's some sort of moral failing on his part. Honestly, it's more than a gender issue. I was worried about what this was going to mean for our marriage and for our family. After all, I was a stay-at-home mom back then with 2 little kids. I didn't have time to judge Larry. I'm more worried about how I'm going to take care of my babies.
So what happens to the families and the children when parents transition?